Hello, my name is Miss Boccardi and I am your child's math and science teacher for 4th grade. And I'm very eager to share with you some back to school night information. So first and foremost, thank you for attending our virtual back to school night this year. Thank you so much for sending your child in with school supplies and classroom supplies. Thank you for notifying me of dismissal changes and absences as well as Miss Vasquez. And thank you for your continued support at home. A little bit about me. This will be my 4th year teaching 4th grade math and science at the UES. And I went to the University of Delaware, graduated in 2015 from the honors program where I studied elementary education and middle school math. So I am dually certified in both. In each of our classes, we have 20 students, and we also have an in-class support teacher named Mr. Velishka during science. We have 80 minutes of math each day, as well as 40 minutes of science. So here you can take a look at our daily schedule. As you can see, students in my homeroom have math and science in the morning, and students in Ms. Vasquez's homeroom have math and science in the afternoon with specials in between. And as far as specials go, we have a rotation of specials throughout the entire year depending on the trimester. So this trimester, the students have technology. All year they have physical education. So what changes is technology from now to December, and then art from December to March, and then music from March to June. The students also have Spanish all year. This is every Monday, and it depends on the week whether the students have Spanish in the morning or in the afternoon. One of our first activities was having the students think about what they wanted to learn in math this year. You can see that multiplication and division comes up a lot, as well as fractions. You can even see that someone is looking forward to place value, perimeter and area, and decimals. These are all topics that will be covered this year in 4th grade math. And you can think of our math curriculum as having three critical areas. So the first one being multi-digit multiplication and division. So in previous years, in 3rd grade and younger, the students really focused on adding and subtracting with regrouping, and they started learning their basic multiplication and division facts and what the meaning of multiplication is, the meaning of division as well. Now they're going to really get into problems where where problems have, let's say, 357 times 6 or 25 times 32 or 423 divided by 5. So these are all 4th grade skills. Students will also need to be familiar with fractions prior to 4th grade because we are going to go a little bit deeper. They have fraction equivalents this year. So saying that 1/4, for example, is equal to 2/8 or 3/12, and so on. They will also be adding or subtracting fractions with like denominators, so nothing that includes denominators that are different, such as 1/2 and 1/7. Everything will be the same denominator this year in 4th grade. And students will be multiplying fractions by whole numbers. And lastly, the last main area that we cover in 4th grade math is geometry. So students get into their shapes and the shape's properties, parallel sides, perpendicular sides, measuring angles, and symmetry. Here's just a further breakdown of our math curriculum by topic according to our textbook. We have place value this trimester, adding and subtracting whole numbers, and this is to the millions place. We have multiplying one-digit numbers by numbers like 2-digit, 3-digit, or 4-digit numbers. And we have multiplying 2-digit times 2-digit numbers. So we have a lot of multiplying to cover in trimester 1. And then next trimester we'll be covering long division. The title of that chapter or topic is called Dividing by One-Digit Divisors. And then we'll have multi-step word problems, factors and multiples, fraction, equivalence and ordering, adding and subtracting fractions, extending fraction concepts, that's where we're multiplying a fraction times a whole number, and line plots. And then finally, at the end of the year, we'll be covering decimals, measurement, conversions and units, analyzing patterns and geometry and angles. Now for science, we will be covering, for the most part, in trimester 1, earth science, so talking about fossils and the history of Earth and the different layers of Earth. In trimester 2, we'll be talking a lot about physical science concepts like energy and light waves and sound waves, things like that. And finally, in trimester 3, it'll kind of encompass earth science, physical science, and life science. So the three main sciences that fourth grade science is kind of broken down into. The last unit being life science, so we'll talk a lot about plants and animals and their structures. So just in general, our math lessons usually begin with a do now that reviews previously learned or taught concepts, whole group lesson where new content is introduced, guided practice, independent practice, and an exit ticket. We also have small groups every week, usually every day. Similar to math, science will begin with a do now where prior knowledge is discussed, and then a whole group lesson where new content is introduced. Throughout the lesson, there will be frequent checks for understanding, and we have science labs scheduled about once per week. And really, the goal of today's education is to have students ready to go out into the real world and to be able to have 21st century skills. So we give students a lot of opportunities to practice collaboration, communication, problem solving, and critical thinking, and creativity. And of course, technology is used. And I'm sure we can all say that students have had a lot of practice with technology with the past 18 months of pandemic learning, but we use Chromebooks almost daily in school because we have a lot of programs that we use like ST Math, iExcel, Savas, which is our online math curriculum, and Discovery Education has really cool science videos and even some math concepts. So here's just a breakdown of our year by trimester. As you can see, trimester 1 ends December 10th. And then trimester 2 ends March 18th. And then trimester 3 will end on the last day of school on June 27th. So if your child attended a Sayreville school in 3rd grade or younger, the way that we're grading at the UES in 4th grade and in 5th grade is the exact same way with standards-based grading. So we will assess your child by standard or skill and give students grades according to their mastery of the skill. So students will either receive ES for exceeding standards, MS for meeting standards, AS for approaching standards, or NS for needing support. And this is, again, for each math and science standard or language arts or whatever subject. Now, if a student starts off a unit struggling with, let's say, with math and place value, reading and writing numbers, we expect growth throughout the lessons. And so we hope to see students going from perhaps approaching to meeting standards by the end of the unit or even exceeding. So we want students to be excited to be in school, and we have some opportunities for rewards for the students if they complete a kind act, or if they put forth strong effort, or if they do anything related to going above and beyond expectations. So when students receive 10 tickets and they're red, for my class, if they receive 10 tickets, they'll receive a reward of their choice. And for the entire class, they can earn marbles, and the marbles get put into a reward jar. When the jar is full, the entire class will receive a reward, which has historically been free time. So it's good for students to be practicing at home. If they want to take a look at the math lessons that are covered in class, again at home, they can go into Clever and click on Sava's Easy Bridge, or Pearson Easy Bridge, it might still be called, and view the online math textbook with the video lessons and their textbook practice. There's also SC Math, IXL, and definitely I stress that students need to know their times tables and basic facts, because they will be assessed in their fluency and accuracy this year in fourth grade very frequently, since we do so much multiplication with multiple digits and also long division, that they really need to know their basic facts like that. So just if you can work with your child at home on practicing their times tables and basic division facts, that would be greatly appreciated. And aside from this website, commoncoresheets.com, uh, my Google Classroom for math and also for science has a lot of resources for practicing their concepts at home. And here are just the websites for our two subject curricula. So the math one is the Envision series, and the science is NJCTL, which is aligned with the next generation science standards. And for anyone interested in this PowerPoint, feel free to email me. On the next slide, I believe I have my email, so I can send this to you if you would like to take a look at the standards for math and the standards for science. And here's my contact information. Feel free to email me anytime. Feel free to send me a text via Remind. If you are not set up for Remind, you can text the @ and Boccardi to 81010. And I also have a school website on the staff web pages at the UES. So that's it for now. Please feel free to contact me anytime, and I look forward to working with you and your child this year in fourth grade math and science. And we're going to have an awesome year. It's going to be an unconventional one again, but I know that if we work together, it's going to be a really successful one. So I look forward to working with you and your child, and I will speak with you soon.